4th overall. Natasha, just take us through your race, first of all.
So based off of my training, I actually went out conservative. Was hoping for a 2:22, but I was feeling it out there and got some bad waves and got some good waves. But it's so much mind over matter, and it's so mental, and every part of that course was just so beautiful, and the energy was amazing. My first world major, so to push through those bad waves and then hit a good wave, and even just to get to the start line, let alone the finish line, and then be top American, it means the world to me.
And Connor, congratulations also. A US record, not only a US record, but also erasing Ryan Hall's 2:04.58 from Boston, which is the fastest time ever run by an American, so you've exceeded that also. Is it fair to say you had a good day today?
I think it's fair to say it was a great day. Yeah, I've been, eyeing this record for a very long time, and maybe when it was an unrealistic goal, I think that it's always been on my mind, and so, having it slowly in my mind eventually hit the goal, it feels really good.
And your first half was almost exactly the same time as your second half, within 5 seconds or thereabouts. Was that the plan?
That wasn't really the plan. To be honest, I had these stretch goals I didn't really express. My stretch goals were finish top 3 and run under 2:04. I didn't really want to say those out loud though, because I might look a little bit too confident in myself, and yeah, the goal started 62 minutes. I think I thought I could finish a lot stronger than I did, but unfortunately I couldn't. Fortunately, I didn't go out too quick. I think the pace I went out at was exactly what I needed to do, and I think that was good.
Okay, questions?
Connor, congratulations. Larry, your Run Blog Run. You've been probably dreaming about this record for a while. Over the last 4 or 5 miles, you were running with Alex Masai. Were you guys communicating to each other, or is it just kind of duking it out?
No, Alex and I were communicating quite a bit, actually. I owe him a lot. I think I still would have gotten the record without him, but I don't think I would have ran as fast. I think around 8 miles to go, 7 miles to go, there a gap kind of formed between him and Jeffrey Camore, and a few other guys went with Jeffrey, and then a few of us stayed together, and Alex and I were we were communicating, we were trading the lead off. There was one point where it's like, hey, let's go catch Jeffrey. Could kind of see he was fading a little bit, and then I would take the lead for a little bit. I think I only led probably a mile and a half of those last 6 miles, but for our pack. But it was really nice having Alex there. I raced him a lot in the NCAA. Communicated with him a lot. It's really fun to see him do well. But yeah, it was kind of I don't know, with a mile to go, I think I thought I had him, because we were running really fast, and I thought he'd already put in his move, but then with 800 to go, he just took off, switched to another gear, and I tried to push to another gear, but just wasn't, my final gear was just a lot slower than his final gear.
Thank you.
This young lady in the front.
I'm Connor Letty here from Marathon Media. My question to you is, since watching you run in 2023 Chicago finishing with a 2:07.47, you've gotten significantly faster. What have you changed in your training to make you explode like this?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't think I've added mileage up. This particular marathon, I went and lived it in Park City at an altitude of around 7,300 feet. That was something different. I did this build, but I think it's just the accumulation of a lot of years of training. My first marathon here 3 years ago, I ran 2:08.16. I think it was 2:16. I'll feel really dumb if I just said that wrong, but I think since then I've just done a lot of little things that have added up. I mean, I don't think it's too insane to improve 3.5 minutes off your first marathon in a 3-year period.
Dave?
Hi Natasha, congratulations. When you look back, do you think that you spent a little too much time on the track and might have gone to the marathon a little bit sooner, or is that not something that you think about? This is just how your career played out.
That's a really good question. I don't think so. I love the track. My heart will always be on the oval. And I have speed, and I kind of want to revisit it, but honestly the incentive in the marathon is just too good, and it is a lot more fulfilling. And I'm 34, you know, I'm getting up there, and so it's definitely time. And so I don't have any regrets. I think that the marathon is such an equalizer, so I definitely want to be in this event now, and I've only scratched the surface. So hopefully get another 6 years. I'm really inspired by the older women who are still like super elite in doing this.
Yes.
Nina Gibson from FloTrack. My question is for you, Natasha. First of all, congratulations. Yesterday when we spoke, you were talking about newfound confidence that you had coming into Chicago after PRing earlier this year, but at the same time, issues with getting sick. You end up top finishing American and a new PR. Can you talk about what went right for you today?
I ran smart, and I was really good about every station I would take a little bit of gel and fluid, and a lot of it was mind over matter, and just, I don't know, the stars aligned today for me. I didn't feel sick at all, and that's like, I've been struggling so much with that every single race, and your whole body goes lactic, it's awful, you're not reaching your full potential, so just to catch a little bit of a break is really nice today.
Larry?
Hi Natasha, Larry, your Thorn Blog Run. Congratulations again. So you've had 2 PBs in a row, marathon, and you told me yesterday that you're being coached by Steve Magnus. What have you added to your training or taken away from your training with this new coaching relationship?
It's just all about me, which has always worked for me in my career, even in college. I'm a lone wolf, and the marathon especially is a race against yourself, and you need to be going your own pace. And so just when I'm training alone out there, I just focus on that, and I've gotten really good at pacing myself, engaging myself, and I'm low mileage, like my highest mileage week was 85. Yeah, and so I just made sure to get the quality days in, which that's where I really developed this past build, is like getting 25-mile long runs at altitude, hitting solid paces, and the rest I get in the pool, and that works for me. So it's a matter of what works for you, you know.
Cool.
Sean?
Congratulations to both of you. Connor, American record you set in an actually very even pace. Accumulation of training, but everything comes down to race day. Can you tell us a little bit about your conversations? Because A, you're racing that American record clock. B, you're racing to try to get to the podium. And in the back of your mind, you probably, that coach of yours is talking a little patience to you. How does this dialogue go on during the race, and particularly middle of the race and end of the race?
Yeah, it's definitely a little tough when you have so many different goals you set for yourself, but I think it's very helpful. My coach did say before the race, he said, you know, there's four P's. First one was patience, then pace, and then be present, and then push. And try to do that. You switch it every few or 6 or 7 miles or whatever. But yeah, it was. I met with a sports psychologist a few weeks ago, and he's like, look, like maybe your goals for time are limiting you on what you can do. You're setting these outcome-based goals, and I think you're limiting yourself. He's like, you've got to set a goal that you just got to think about the process when you're in the race. Try and just compete. And so that was a little bit of the race. When things got hard, I was trying not to think about the pace. It was coming on my mind a lot, but I was trying to do less on that, and especially those last 8 miles when I saw Cam Ward was ahead of us. I was communicating with Alex like, let's catch him, let's catch the next guy. And Alex would turn to me and say, hey, look, this guy's fading. We can catch him in the next kilometer. And so that was kind of what we were working on. We didn't know. I didn't know what place I was for sure in. I think I heard somebody say, you guys are 5, 6, 7, 8 to some of us, or 6, 7, 8, 9 at 18 or something like that, or 19 miles, and then with like a mile to go, somebody's like, you guys are 3 and 4, and that kind of got a little like tough, because it was like, oh, Alex has been leading and helping me out so much, but I want to beat him so much. We've been like really switching off the lead. I turned to him, and it was about 22 miles, and I was like, hey, can you help out? Like, I've been trying to catch Cam Ward, but I'm not catching him. We're having the wind in our face. And he's like, all right, I'll take it for a K. So he took it for a kilometer, but then we had the wind at our back the rest of the way. And so it was hard to like have all these different goals going on, but it was also like I just need to compete. And that was helpful for me. I didn't realize that Mohammed Essa, I think his name was catching us at the end, or at least catching me. And so it was good having the goal that I was competing with Alex to at least secure 4th. I don't know. It's a balance.
Okay. I have one question for Connor. I think it's fair to say you're the leading edge of US men's marathon running at the present time. But if you look in the top 20 finishers today, there's several young Americans who seem to be coming through emergence. Do you think that we're on the cusp of starting a new wave, a new force of young American distance runners?
Absolutely. I mean, you see a lot of there's a lot of great talent in the NCAA current, man. I think a lot of those guys are moving to the marathon, but there's also some really good young marathon runners. I'm not sure how old Ryan Ford is, but he's a few years younger than me, and he's running great. Matthew Rickman has run great in the past. And then even one of my training partners who, this was kind of what he saw initially. I'm hoping this will change his mind, but he initially saw this as his last hurrah. Just kind of kept training after track season. He had some injuries in the track season, so it didn't go as well as he wanted. But Aiden Troutner, he was, I think he ran 2:10 today. But as a guy who focused on more the 1500 5K in college, switching to the marathon this year and running 2:10 is pretty impressive. In his first go and wasn't even able to be all in on training. So it's cool to see a lot of people getting into it. And I think I have both my coach at Icestone and a lot of the other BYU alums to thank for that. I had a teammate in college who ran his first one at 20. He ran here about 9 years ago, and when he was 20 years old, and it was kind of cool to see, he just went for it at such a young age.
Do we have any more questions for Natasha or Connor? Oh, so, in the back there.
This is Theo Kaler with Runner. So I had a question for Connor. You were very vocal about you're going for this record. I think you announced over the summer. Was any part of you a little nervous about inflicting self-imposed pressure on that at all, or how did you handle that with just such a big lead up to the record attempts?
Yeah, that was tough. I don't like to to state my goals, but I saw it as, I believed that everybody thought I was going to go after Boston, so it didn't seem to matter if I said it or not. And then I set different goals that were more my stretch goals, and that was get on the podium, sub 204, and then I had another goal, like my A goal, break the American record, my B goal, sub 205, and I know my goals got a little faster, but those were then like stretch goals, podium, and sub 204. And so it was like, you know, whether I set this, if I told people or not, everybody knew I was going to try for it. And so in my mind, it seemed like it was okay to say that. But yeah, usually I don't like to put too much of my goals out there because, you know, it's being vulnerable. And if let's say like the build doesn't go well, like you feel that need, like you have to go out and go for the record. Fortunately, this build went very well, so I didn't have that feeling of, oh crap, now everybody's gonna think you were talking about the American record and you went out in 64 pace, you know. But yeah, fortunately, the build went really well.
Okay, I think we have time for one more, Larry.
Hello again, this is for both of you. World Cross Country's in Tallahassee in January. Are we going to see either one of you or both of you attempt to make the team?
I actually really kind of want to do it, but I haven't really talked to anybody about it, and people might tell me it's not a good idea. But to switch it up, I think cross country is so much fun, and there's not a lot of pressure on it, and I don't really feel like ending my year right now either, and I don't want to let myself go too much. So I think it's a good goal to like at least try at US Cross.
That's been on the plan for me for a long time. The only thing that if I'd gotten sick or something, I might have had to extend my season and do a different marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I didn't get sick. But yeah, even during the race, it was like, all right, as long as I get this record, I'm planning on doing World Cross. So yeah, happy to get that out of the way so I can focus on that. But this is not really get that out of the way. That was a big milestone for me today. But yeah, World Cross Country Championships, it's going to be a hard team to make. Everyone I'm talking to seems like they're committed to getting fit. So I got to take this break very seriously, and then I got to get back into training fairly quickly.
Thank you very much, both of you.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations to both of you. Hopefully we'll see you back here next year, defending champions, and best of luck in all the races to come.